Trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, local health officials helping everyone to know the facts about monkeypox.
Plus, a live report from the College World Series up in Omaha to get you ready for some baseball.
But first, is another round of storms on the way? Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Some areas have already been hit hard this week by storms.
No doubt about that, and it could be another late night for some folks. Let's get the latest now from Chief Meteorologist John Dishauer. John, how's it look at this point?
So far, so good. We had one little isolated shower develop over Lincoln about 1:45 this afternoon, and then that started moving off to the north and east. And we've been dry since. We've had some clouds building at times, and we'll see more clouds building as we go into the night. We look off to the north right now. You can see partly cloudy skies up that direction. Temperatures are warmer than this time yesterday, on the order of 5 to as much as 12 degrees warmer. It's 86 degrees in Lincoln right now. It is much warmer down to the south because there is a front that is beginning to move into the state, and you can see the big difference in humidity. Dew points are in the upper 50s right now in Lincoln. They're in the upper 60s in Beatrice and mid 70s in Falls City. And it's down to our south where heat indices right now are in the middle 90s and even lower 100s, whereas it feels about the same as the air temperature in Lincoln. Here is the front off to our south, and as that front continues to push to the north, we'll watch thunderstorms begin to develop later on tonight. Here is Stormcast starting at 6 o'clock. Skies are relatively clear, but as we head towards 8, 9 o'clock, we'll start to notice more clouds beginning to pop up, and it's near those clouds we can see some thunderstorms developing later on tonight. For the rest of this evening, clear skies by 6, clear skies or mostly clear skies by 8 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, thunderstorms around the area. We'll detail who's got the best chance for rain. I don't think everybody's going to see rain out of this. Some of these storms could be strong, maybe severe as well. Again, we'll get into closer details on that, plus a lot of heat and humidity coming our way. It's all coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you very much, John. Well, 2 days after severe hailstorms, some people in Nebraska are still without power.
That's right. Seward County and specifically Utica is still getting power back. Channel 8's Yosef Nasser was in Seward County earlier today. He's live in the studio with the latest. Yosef?
Yeah, good evening, Rod and Megan. Utica has a population of just under 1,000 people, many of them still without power. How are they coping, and when will that power come back? I went to Utica to find out. Thursday morning, power lines still down in Utica 2 days after a severe hailstorm.
There's some people that have generators. They're fortunate to have generators and stuff around here. It's been really hot.
Town resident Casey Rempel has been taking walks to get out of the heat. The siding of his car and home were dented by the hail. Inside, his lights are off, his refrigerator and freezer are down. He's tried to save as much food as he can in this cooler.
This is basically what I got right now. We were able to go get some ice in Seward, but it's been rough. I didn't expect it to be out this long.
Rempel estimates $150 worth of spoiled food. It's not like he can go to the town grocery either. Take a look inside.
The smell it's unreal.
You can't tell just by watching on television, but these aisles smell of spoiled meat.
We've lost thousands of dollars because we're talking everything from produce to your dairy, fresh meat, frozen, it's all gone.
Human Resources Manager Jennifer Caranda says all of this food at the Pack and Save in Utica will have to be thrown out. She's hopeful that the store will be able to reopen its doors by the weekend, but first, the power has to come back on.
When we get power back, we will be able to get the refrigeration. We've got to get it all cleaned. Everything's got to get cooled back down, frozen, and then we will be able to put product back on the shelves.
Trevor Weir of Norris Public Power and his team are hard at work to make sure that happens as quickly as possible so the town of Utica can get back to normal.
It's a huge responsibility. We're out here right away. Like you said, we are the first responders. We're the first ones out here, trying to restore power to them, trying to put them back in their normal lives.
Hey, Rod and Megan, so I had a chance to speak with Weir on the phone about an hour ago. He tells me that he's hoping to have Utica's power fully restored by this evening. As you saw, it can't come soon enough for some of these Utica residents.
Oh, I'm sure they will be so thankful. Thank you very much, Joseph, for going out there and speaking with them and bringing that story to us tonight. And speaking of some of that lingering storm damage.
Yeah, many people had to pick up the phone and call their insurance companies to file claims on damages, whether it was to their homes or to their cars. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez spoke with an area insurance company about what to do next. Ariana.
Yeah, the insurance company I spoke with today has clients in most of Nebraska, and they've seen a large increase in claims filed in Waverly, Seward, and Utica. The biggest cause of damage has been from hail in that area. And the insurance agent explained that most claims have been for damage made to vehicles, but there were a good amount of claims made for damage to homes. This is also a reminder that insurance companies in our area are extra busy, so give them a few days to catch up and assess the damage. With most insurance companies, because you make a claim doesn't mean your premiums are going to skyrocket. But if you make multiple claims in a short amount of time, well, it could.
Say for the first claim here, it will only go up just a very small amount. Can't really tell you our system does all that for you. But say they have a third claim in the last 2 years, then that's really going to be expensive. And we've been seeing our premiums rise across the board just to reflect inflation. So everything's more expensive right now.
Now, insurance companies are expecting to continue to see a high volume of calls for the next week as people continue to assess the damage. Tonight on the news at 6, hear more from the insurance agent about the costly damages they're seeing and from the last storm and how much clients are getting from their claims.
All right, very interesting, Ariana. Thank you so much for that report. Tens of thousands of fans are getting ready for the College World Series in Omaha.
But today, it's all about the fans and the fun. Channel 8's Lauren Michelson joins us live from Omaha. Lauren?
That's right, Rod and Meg. After 2 years of the College World Series not having any type of fan fest or opening day ceremonies, you can see fans are definitely here and enjoying everything that the Omaha Baseball Village has to offer. Lining up and down here, you see vendors of all types selling t-shirts, food, games, everything for fans to do for fun prior to the game starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. I've seen some really cool slogans on t-shirts, like Arkansas's new slogan, not official with the school, but official by the fans, the Arkansas Omahogs. It's fun. Fans are having fun. We're having fun out here. We'll have more coverage tonight at 6 and 10 with the opening ceremonies and that Field of Dreams movie. All the excitement. We're excited. For now, reporting live in Omaha, Lauren Michelson, Channel 8 Sports.
Great time for a lot of people. Thank you very much, Lauren, for the live report. In another health news now, monkeypox is starting to make its way into the U.S. No cases have been confirmed in Nebraska yet.
But CHI Health hosted a discussion today called Monkeypox Know the Facts. There's a strain of monkeypox that is affecting a specific population.
As opposed to the classic rash that is covering the body and more, prominent on the face. A lot of these patients that are presenting in this outbreak actually have just sometimes one lesion, sometimes a handful of lesions, not very many. And those lesions can be located on the genital areas only.
And doctors say this form of monkeypox is primarily affecting the LGBTQ community, mostly gay and bisexual men. So far, there have been no confirmed deaths from this strain. The important thing to remember is if you see a rash that looks like it could be monkeypox, contact your doctor right away just to be safe. Now we go to Washington, where the Congressional Committee investigating January 6th held its third public hearing.
This time, the committee focusing on alleged pressure by former President Trump to get Vice President Pence to overturn the election. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more from Washington.
In their third televised hearing, the House Select Committee investigating the deadly Capitol insurrection, focusing on former President Trump's efforts to stop Vice President Mike Pence from certifying Joe Biden's Electoral College victory.
Mike Pence said no. He resisted the pressure. He knew it was illegal. He knew it was wrong.
The committee trying to make clear Trump was told by several administration lawyers that Pence had no legal authority to overturn the 2020 election and make him the president. They also tried to draw a direct line between Trump's pressure on Pence and the Capitol attack.
Bring out Pence! Bring out Pence!
Retired federal judge Michael Ludig, a conservative legal icon, testifying he plainly told Pence he could not do what Trump was asking.
Would have been the first constitutional crisis since the founding of the republic.
And Pence's former general counsel, Greg Jacob, who was with him in the Capitol on January 6th, agreed.
There is no justifiable basis to conclude that the vice president has that kind of authority.
While Pence is being praised for performing his constitutional duty on January 6th, just 2 days before, at a rally in Georgia, Pence himself seemed to question the validity of the 2020 election.
I share the concerns of millions of Americans about voting irregularities. And I promise you, come this Wednesday, we'll have our day in Congress.
And in a new development, sources confirming to ABC News the January 6th committee is now in possession of emails between Trump legal advisor John Eastman, who drafted the campaign strategy to have Pence block the certification of the election, and Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
The committee chairman telling reporters today he wants to invite Ginny Thomas to speak before the panel soon. Previously released documents show that Mrs. Thomas reached out to state legislators, even Trump's then chief of staff, Mark Meadows, trying to overturn the 2020 election. Jay O'Brien, ABC News at the Capitol.
Coming up after the break, the latest on the 2 Americans reportedly captured by the Russians while fighting in Ukraine.
Those details coming up right after the break.
With CHI Health Clinics.
Now to Ukraine, where 2 American veterans fighting for Ukraine are missing and reportedly captured.
The families of the 2 men say they left for Europe 2 months ago on a mission to help. Their loved ones now begging for help. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the very latest on this story.
The families of 2 Americans who are missing in Ukraine are pleading for their safe return. 39-year-old Alexander Druki and 27-year-old Andy Wynn volunteered to fight along the Ukrainian military. But there are now unconfirmed reports that the 2 may have been captured by Russian forces in the Kharkiv region. The Biden administration say they're aware of the reports and are closely monitoring the situation.
We don't know where their whereabouts are. We are working very hard to learn more about their about these Americans who are now missing. Our hearts go out to their families during this difficult time that they're going through.
The two traveled to Ukraine in April, deeply believing in their mission to help. Alex Drucky's mother saying that Alex went there to stop Russia, concerned that Vladimir Putin may want to expand further west if he took Ukraine.
He really felt like he had a purpose and was very proud of what he was doing. He felt very honored to be accepted by the Ukrainian people, and he felt a responsibility to help them.
Wynn's fiance telling ABC News he joined the Ukrainians to make a difference.
We just really want him back. I mean, he's got such a big heart. He knew this wasn't the easy thing, but this was the right thing.
Back in April, Wynn spoke on the phone to the ABC station in Huntsville, Alabama, acknowledging the danger.
I know there's a potential of me dying. I'm willing to give my life for what I believe is right.
It's worth repeating, and we have said this many times, that it's time for Americans to go to Ukraine during this time of war. The State Department has put out numerous travel advisories warning Americans not to travel there and urging Americans to leave immediately if you are.
And Alabama's elected leaders are also getting involved. Two of its lawmakers are working with the FBI and State Department to help bring those men home. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Have the microphone on mute. That doesn't work too well when you're trying to talk. So, hey, some sunshine around today. We had a light thunderstorm pass through, or at least a shower pass through the Lincoln area by mid-afternoon. That's since passed. We will see another chance for some thunderstorms as we go into the evening hours tonight. Now, temperature-wise, we are warmer than what we were 24 hours ago. It's running 5 to 15 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. So it's 86 right now in Lincoln. We hit 87 degrees. It is warmer and definitely more humid as you go further to the south. Dew points right now in Lincoln as well as York at 59. You drive just a little south towards Beatrice. Dew points are in the upper 60s where it starts to feel very muggly. Dew points in the mid 70s as you head down towards Fall City. And because of that, the heat indices are much higher down near the Kansas-Nebraska state line as well, where it feels like it's 95 degrees in Beatrice and feels like 102 in Fall City. That's because we've got a front nearby. Along and south of that front, it's much more humid and warmer. The north of it, it's a little more comfortable. But as we go into the nighttime hours, we are going to watch for a few thunderstorms to begin to develop. By 7 o'clock, things are still looking pretty good around here. We'll start to notice a few more clouds starting to build by about 9 o'clock or so. Stormcast is showing you that. And you'll notice by between 9 and 10 o'clock, we'll start to see some thunderstorms beginning to develop inside this area, from roughly Nebraska City to Lincoln, Seward, and up to the north and west. As we go through the overnight hours, these thunderstorms will continue to blossom. Some of these may start to produce some large hail, some damaging wind, and some heavy downpours. And you'll notice how these really aren't moving a whole lot. They're going to be training over the same areas, so the potential is there for some heavy rain. By 4 o'clock in the morning, Stormcast is suggesting these start to move to the north just a bit from Columbus back between Omaha and Nebraska City, and then down into northwestern Missouri. And then eventually by 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, these showers and thunderstorms should be out of the area. If you get caught under a thunderstorm, a heavy downpour, a quick inch and a half of rain is possible. You can see Stormcast suggesting nearly 2 inches of rain falling in Nebraska City. So the main threat, there will be the chance for some damaging winds. I still think some large hail will be possible. Small threat of tornadoes initially, I should say. And then if we get several thunderstorms moving over your location, there will be some flooding threat as well. Otherwise, temperature-wise tonight, temperatures will be going from the mid-80s at 8 o'clock, dropping down into the upper 60s by morning. Not as cool as this morning where we dropped down to 58 degrees. We'll drop to 67 degrees tomorrow in Lincoln, 68 in Beatrice, and 66 degrees for low in Seward. Now, for tomorrow, we're going to have some clouds around in the morning. As we head towards the afternoon, I think skies will become more in the way of mostly sunny. And temperature-wise, they'll be in the low to mid-80s by noon. As we head towards the afternoon, we should be back up into the 90s. And we're going to keep these 90s around for for a while. 93 for high in Lincoln, 95 in Beatrice, maybe as high as 98 degrees in Hebron, and the winds should be only out of the east about 6 to 12 miles per hour. But we've got, along with that, the humidity to be around. So excessive heat watches have now been expanded to the east. Last night I thought that would happen, including now Lancaster County, Gage County, and Seward County, basically in effect from Friday through Monday because heat indices are going to be very high. Tomorrow, we'll take you into the afternoon and notice this is what it's going to feel like outside when you factor the humidity and the air temperature, upper 90s to low 100s. We could have some days as we head in towards the weekend with heat indices climbing up to 105, maybe as much as 108 in some locations. A high temperature of 99 degrees on Saturday with a peak heat index of 104, 101 for a temperature on Sunday. Peak heat index of 105, a good day for Father's Day. Don't take Dad out to the golf course this weekend. I'd say stay inside instead. 101 degrees on Monday with feeling like 103. 95 on Tuesday with a chance for an isolated thunderstorm, feeling like 102. Scattered showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, the cool day of 88. And then we start warming up as we head towards the end of next week and into next weekend with highs once again upper 90s to right around 100 degrees.
What's a normal high again for this time of year, John?
85.
Oh, wouldn't that feel nice? Okay, thank you, John.
Yeah.
Some more not so great news. Not a good day on Wall Street. The stocks sliding to the lowest point since December of 2020. The Dow falling 741 points. NASDAQ is also negative by about 453. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Finally tonight, the show must go on, and it did, but not before a first-time crowd surfer stole the spotlight.
With a hug from a headliner at a rock concert in the UK, Jeremy Roth has tonight's Take a Look at This.
Concertgoers in the UK got more of a show than they'd bargained for when the Killers frontman Brandon Flowers halted their concert to personally check on a 67-year-old fan who fell and hit his head while crowd surfing for the first time. Doug James said his son Baz put him up to it, literally, and he rode atop the moshing crowd successfully before falling and then stealing the spotlight with a personal rock star meet and greet.
It was only when I turned away from the crowd, he was right in front of me. I had to give him a hug.
You know what he said? He said, I'm enjoying myself.
The band later tweeted about the charismatic crowd surfing codger, saying there's no age limit for rock and roll.
I don't think your wife will let us do it again, but you never know.
From Killers crowd surfing to vending machine vittles, a California butcher is preparing to unveil a self-serve vending machine designed to deliver fresh cuts to after-hours customers. The machine will house refrigerated meats, many ground fresh daily, allowing late-night credit card-carrying carnivores to bring home the bacon, or beef, or pork, or I think you get the picture. And from a box crammed with cuts to a car crawling with cats. 47 cats, if you can believe it, were pulled from one hot vehicle at a Minnesota rest stop. Thankfully, none of the cats were in distress and the owner cooperated with animal control officials, but with temperatures on the rise, it's important for all pet owners to plan for the heat and travel with their furry friends with caution. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Yeah, I still like that crowd surfing story. I've never tried it because it'd probably take about 12 people to lift me, and keep me going. But have you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of fun.
Now you're learning about the real Megan, right? Crowd surfing, I like that.
I say, Rod, at least you got somebody to be inspired by. For your next concert, maybe you give it a try.
I could take you to a rock concert.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. We'd have a great time.
I would do it. I would try it.
That video will go viral.
It would. It would. It would be amazing.
Hey, around here this evening, we will have a chance for some thunderstorms developing. Not right now, but it's probably going to be more so after 9 o'clock tonight. You'll notice some clouds beginning to bubble up to the north, and you can see on Stormcast by 10 o'clock we start seeing some thunderstorms popping around here. Otherwise, it's going to stay warm this evening. It's 83 degrees by 8 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Okay, hi. What's the occasion, fancy pants? Ah, that fancy DQ caramel fudge cheesecake blizzard is the occasion. DQ, happy tastes good.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
What's happening?
The walls just cracked. If only there was someone we could call for help.
Okay, got it. Time to get the foundation checked out.
From foundation repair to basement waterproofing, we'll remove all the drama of keeping your home healthy.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low mileage lease on this 2022 Terrain SLE for around $249 per month.
Visit these Central Nebraska GMC dealers.
Ladies, when was your last annual exam? Did you know women's well visits are supposed to happen annually? Book yours at Trillion Health and Hormone. Trillion Health and Hormone. Women's health, hormone therapy, medical aesthetics. Book online at TrillionHH.com.
Right now, you're busy taking care of the people you love. Let Window World take care of the place you live. Window World, America's exterior remodeler. Improving homes, changing lives.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
You can get your smile back today.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
The walls are closing in!
Get out of here!
I'm not gonna leave you behind!
If only we knew someone that could help us.
All right, I'll call and get the wall fixed.
From basement waterproofing to foundation repair, we'll remove all the drama of keeping your home healthy.
Fly through LNK, a zero-stress, hassle-free airport.
Tonight, the dramatic testimony before the American people. What really happened behind the scenes on January 6th. The very heated phone call between President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence that very morning. Tonight, the testimony from Ivanka Trump and others, the call in the Oval Office, multiple witnesses, what the former president said to Mike Pence, what he called him. The January 6th committee revealing the former president's pressure campaign on Pence, calling on him to overturn the election, declaring Trump the winner, or to send it back to the states. What Pence repeatedly told the former president leading up to January 6th. Hours later on that day, the violence underway at the Capitol, the president informed of it all, and still the tweet Trump sent out on Mike Pence that he didn't have the courage. What the violent mob can then be heard saying on Capitol Hill, the committee pointing out they were directly reacting to what they were hearing from the president. And even after the horrific violence, another late message to Mike Pence, the lawyer working with Trump, saying there was still time to do this, to not certify the election. Jonathan Karl standing by with the testimony. Also at this hour, the severe storms we're watching in the east as we come on the air. A tornado watch now in effect from parts of Pennsylvania to New York. Severe thunderstorms from the Carolinas all the way up into the Northeast. Damaging winds possible. Rob Marciano standing by to time this out. The war in Ukraine, and tonight it's now believed 3 Americans fighting for Ukraine are now missing. At least 2 of them feared captured by Russia. James Longman in Ukraine with what we're now learning tonight. The top ISIS leader captured by the U.S. Tonight, U.S. officials saying he planned attacks against U.S. forces, and what we've now learned about the raid that took him down. The developing headline involving baby formula.